I tried just recording, I tried just playing YouTube and recording while I recorded this video on my computer and it didn't work. What I'm looking at is the claim, the light's a little bright. What I'm looking at is the claim that late abortions are done only in these really dire circumstances, like when the baby's going to die before it's born or die soon after birth or have some horrific condition where it might live for a little while, but it's going to be nothing but suffering. Um, and the idea that these are only done for severe maternal health. And I've explained elsewhere that they define maternal health very broadly, because what you would actually think of as maternal health, it makes no sense to do a late abortion because you just do an emergency C-section. That's how they've handled it ever since C-sections were a thing. So I have two videos. They were recorded. This is what this one looks like. Okay, so Southwest Women's Options. It's Curtis Boyd's clinic. According to his website, there are other doctors who work there. So the second video, they're going to be talking to a female doctor. But we're going to listen to this together. I'm going to pause once in a while to raise some points. So this was recorded April 12th, 2017.
Cheyenne, and I needed to speak with someone about a later pregnancy termination.
Okay, Cheyenne, where are you calling from?
I live in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Okay, and have you had an ultrasound done?
Yes, I have.
And did they give you either a BPD number or a due date?
A BPD number is a measure of the diameter of the baby's head, and that's a way of gauging the gestational age of the baby.
Weeks and days.
And so the estimated due date is May 31st.
So this is April 12th. She's making the call, and the due date's May 31st. So that's how close she is to the end of this pregnancy.
Did they give you days and weeks at all? Did they say you're so many days and so many weeks?
33 weeks today.
Is there anything wrong with the pregnancy? BPD number?
Oops. So she's 33 weeks the day she makes the phone call. It's not going to be 33 weeks the day of the abortion. She's going to be past 33 weeks.
Or a due date or weeks and days.
Sorry, I accidentally
so the estimated due
moved
date
it backwards.
is May 31st.
Did they give you days and weeks at all? Did they say you're so many days and so many weeks?
33 weeks today.
Is there anything wrong with the pregnancy?
Yes, my baby has Down syndrome.
So,
Down syndrome. Okay, think about that. You probably know somebody with Down syndrome. There's an award-winning actor with Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome go to college. They look different from normal people. They have some distinctive facial characteristics. They're, prone towards some obesity, some heart problems. They're more likely to be diabetic. This isn't some horrible, horrible thing. This is not a baby that's dying a horrible death. This is just a baby who's going to be different and not missing a beat. And in Iceland, they're actually having a drive to identify all babies with Down syndrome in the womb and abort them, because they have that degree of prejudice against people with Down syndrome.
Looks like we can see you. Do you have any New Mexico Medicaid or commercial insurance?
No, I don't, but I was told that I might apply. So I could maybe do that tomorrow, but I did want to find out how much the procedure is if I don't qualify.
Right. So if you're able to come for us to start this on Monday, which will be April 17th, you're going to be looking at a $15,500.
$15,500. $15,500. And that's not counting the cost of her motel room, her transportation. That's just how much she's forking over to Boyd's clinic. And this is not an astonishing amount of work for them. If you, go to the website, look at how the procedure's done. They're not putting in a whole lot of time here, charging her over $15,000, or actually, in this case, charging the New Mexico taxpayers over $15,000.
Okay.
Okay, and you will need to actually, this is a process of labor and delivery. So we will be spending Monday and possibly Tuesday softening and dilating the cervix. And then on Wednesday, we will induce labor. You will be going through the active labor and delivery of a stillborn fetus.
If I get Medicaid, the presumptive Medicaid, will it cover the whole fee then?
It will cover everything, yes. If you qualify for it and if you get it, it will cover everything, yes. Now, the reason that I'm pressing for this kind of Medicaid, because regular Medicaid takes 30 to 45 days, you don't have that time. Presumptive Medicaid, when you walk out of that office tomorrow or Friday, you'll have a paper in your hand, it says presumptive Medicaid on it, and that's all you need to bring us. And look at our website because it's very, very inclusive. It gives a lot of information. All you have to do is Google Southwestern Women's Options.
Okay.
And it'll pull it up. Again, lots of information, how we do things, why we do things, some things about our doctors. And sometimes it can be reassuring, I think.
Okay, so that's that one. That's scheduled when she's 33 weeks. So she's going to be close to 34 weeks when she would go in for the actual abortion. Actually, at the rate she's going, she would be fully 34 weeks by the time the abortion is finished. Well, they're going to kill the baby. It's going to be about 33 and a half. Now, of course, this is just an investigator, but you notice how the person answering the phone doesn't bat an eye. This is perfectly normal, knows how to give her instructions, go to the website, get all this information about how to get the taxpayers to pay for a 33-week abortion over $15,000 just because the baby has Down syndrome. And it's just going to be a little different. Now this one. Okay, that's what this video looks like. And it's rolling. It'll start in a minute, I think.
Southwestern Women's Options. This is Georgia. How can I help you today?
Yes, I need to schedule an abortion.
Okay. Your last normal period?
This was recorded May 22nd of 2017.
Yeah, it was back in October 8th of 2016.
And have you had an ultrasound done?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And have you had any, is this your first pregnancy?
No, it's not.
Any C-sections in your past?
No.
Okay.
Now note that they immediately screen her for C-sections. That's because a C-section is a very, very high risk of a ruptured uterus, that when they're inducing labor, it's just going to break right open along that scar and spill the fetus and the amniotic fluid, the dead fetus, because they've killed her first, out into her abdominal cavity. And that is an absolutely catastrophic complication. So, I mean, I have to at least give them some credit that they're not willing to risk doing that outpatient.
And where are you calling from?
I live in Farmington.
Okay. So let me go ahead and get you to a scheduler. What is your first name?
Denise.
Denise. Okay, hold on one moment, Denise.
Okay.
Outpatient abortion services and the first clinic to use IV sedation. Today, Dr. Boyd and his medical staff remain personally committed to providing medically safe and emotionally supportive care, including pre-pregnancy testing, confidential individual counseling, medical abortions, and surgical abortions in all trimesters.
Surgical abortions in all trimesters, okay? Right through till the end of the pregnancy.
We also offer the morning after prescription and IUD insertion for eligible patients at post-operative checkup. Thank you.
This is Susan. How may I help you?
Yes, I wanted to schedule an abortion appointment. I just gave Georgia my information. I'm going to be coming down from Farmington.
Okay. Can you tell me, do you have a BPD measurement or a due date?
Again, the BPD is the diameter of the baby's head.
I have the due date is July 15th.
Okay, so
Call made on May 2nd, due date July 15th. That's how close to the end of pregnancy she is.
yeah, almost 30. Is there anything wrong with the fetus?
No, there's not. It's more just life happening. My husband lost his job. We already have some kids, and we're planning to continue the pregnancy. But now, with our world falling apart, we just felt like this was the best way out.
Okay, so notice the reaction that you're going to get from this scheduling person when she says there's nothing wrong with the baby, it's just her husband's lost his job and they're feeling overwhelmed.
I would need to take some information and take this to the doctor to see if she would accept you as a patient.
Okay.
Now there it might seem, doctor's wondering if this is health or not. Well, I can tell you under the Doe versus Bolton companion decision to Roe versus Wade, this is smack dab health. This is solidly health. She's having a family situation where they've decided an abortion is best for her. And under Doe versus Bolton, that's all it takes. That's health.
Hold on a moment. Okay, let's see. What is your name?
Denise
Mm-hmm.
Chavez,
Date of birth?
8/2/91,
Right. And how old are you right now?
26.
Have you ever had a C-section?
No,
And you have how many living children?
2.
How many times total have you been pregnant?
2.
3 with this one?
Yeah.
Have you had any previous abortions or miscarriages?
No.
Okay, and again, that's a risk factor. Previous abortions or miscarriages, so that's why they're screening for that.
Okay. How old is your youngest child?
2.
Do you yourself have anything going on medically, like asthma, diabetes, high blood pressure?
No.
Okay, so this isn't because the mother's health is in any way threatened by this pregnancy. And they're not screening to find out if she has a health reason. They're screening to find out if they're going to be comfortable dealing with this in an outpatient facility. And this is something I have to give Boyd some credit for. He's the only, he has the only abortion death in the cemetery of choice for a safe legal abortion where it seems like he did everything right. So yeah, he is meticulous about those things. Give him credit where credit is due for that.
Okay. How tall are you?
5'1".
How much do you weigh?
150.
Okay. Do you have any allergies to any medications?
No.
Are you currently taking any medications for any reason?
No.
Have you ever had any surgery in your past?
No.
Do you smoke?
No.
How would you describe your alcohol consumption, if any?
None.
Okay. Do you use any recreational drugs?
No.
Okay. Have you been getting prenatal care for this pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay. When is the last time you went to the doctor?
It was about a month ago.
Do you have commercial insurance or New Mexico Medicaid?
Yeah, it's New Mexico Medicaid.
Mexico Medicaid? Okay. Okay.
Notice that she asks about the insurance before she even goes in depth into the reasons why the woman wants the abortion. Because you want that, I don't know, it was $15,000 for the 33-week. I'm not sure how much it is for the 30-week.
That's Western Women's Options. This is Georgia. How can I?
Confidential individual counseling, medical.
Sorry, I hit the wrong thing and lost my spot. Now it's rolling. Sorry about that.
Self have anything going on medically, like
There we
asthma,
go.
diabetes, high blood pressure?
No.
Okay. Taking any medications for any reason?
No.
Have you ever had any surgery in your past?
No.
Do you smoke? When is the last time you went to the doctor? So tell me a little bit about
There we go.
what's happened in your life now. I know you said that your husband just lost his job.
Yeah, he lost his job, and so really, we're already struggling to make it as it is, and so just obviously that puts a strain on the marriage and everything else, and now with the prospect of another child coming along, it's just really weighing heavily on us and adding unneeded stress. So we kind of asked around, and people just recommended maybe calling you guys as a means to help with the situation. Certainly not something that we were planning for, but life happens.
So I think that's all I need right now. She's here, so I'm gonna take this to her.
Okay, and this is Curtis Boyd's clinic, and this scheduling person's talking about the doctor as her. Curtis Boyd is pretty elderly. He's up in years, so he also has doctors that work for him at his clinic. He's not the only doctor there.
Okay, so let me tell you also a little bit about the procedure that we do here. This will require you to be in Albuquerque from a Monday night through a Friday evening. It's a procedure of termination by induction. So we actually would start on Tuesday morning. We will take a day or two to soften and dilate the cervix, and then we will induce labor. So you will be going through the act of labor and delivery.
Okay, so when they talk about why is doing an abortion late in the pregnancy, why are they, if it's for the woman's health, it's labor and delivery. So keep that in mind when you hear people talking about health of the mother, life of the mother, abortions after viability. In abortion, they induce labor. So why in the world, if the mother has a health problem, would you have to do an invasive procedure to kill the baby first so that it's an abortion instead of delivering the baby?
Of a stillborn fetus. We will euthanize the fetus on the first day.
Okay, she says euthanize the fetus on the first day. That's when they take this great big syringe full of digoxin. If you listen to a lot of videos where they're talking to insiders, they will talk about diging the baby, and that's using that digoxin. It's a cardiac drug, and an overdose of it stops the heart. So they're talking about diging the baby, taking a great big needle. It's got to be thick to get through the woman's abdominal wall, through the uterus, and into the baby's heart. It goes straight into the baby's heart with the same kind of drugs used in an execution.
And again, you need to be in Albuquerque during that time. Well, the doctor accepted you as a patient. We'll be scheduling you for Tuesday next week. So we'll be starting on the 9th. And
now this is May 2nd she made the call, and the abortion's going to start on the 9th. So this is going to be a 31-week abortion, and she's been approved, and her New Mexico insurance is going to pay for it.